Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope fantastic. Missed you guys. Haven't seen you in a bit. Figured I would hop on. I had a few minutes today. The lighting got really dark out, so my lighting just went all weird. And we're just gonna roll with it. It's one of those things. We're gonna just choose our battles wisely today. So happy our full moon in Aries, harvest moon, first moon after all the eclipses. So it's just kind of like super fresh. And fun fact, I was born under the full Aries harvest moon. So this is my favorite one. And I think that just really making sure ground right now is really important, just across the board. And we have a lot of different astrological things happening, as it's always happening, right? There's always something. I think we have Mercury in Scorpio coming up, and and that's just really, it's that very blunt situations I feel like come up with that. And I feel like really thinking before we speak, before we type, before we do anything, let's think first and try to lead with kindness if we can, unless the situation warrants otherwise. Because sometimes it's okay to have that little Scorpio sting hanging around. I would try to navigate things the best you can anyway. And, I think it's also really important to make sure to know when to step away from the socials, know when to take a minute to breathe, instead of just going forth with emotions, like, again, just taking that moment to kind of center yourself and whatever works for you. Some people it's go outside. Some people it's take a bath. Some people it's scream into a pillow. You know what? Whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever works. But anyway, so I figured I'd come on and I'd do some readings for this full moon that we have. And today I'm using the Stellar Vault Tarot, and this is a really cool deck, and this is published by US Games, and it's from Amory Hofstadter. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too much. I am really the worst at pronouncing names. I can't even say my own name half the time. But I was just talking to somebody today about how when you read something and your brain kind of says it one way, even though that's not really the way it's supposed to be said, I tend to get stuck in that. So then I pronounce it the way it's not supposed to be pronounced. We all have our quirks, and I'm sharing one of mine with you. And that would be it. That would be one of them. But look at the card backs. Try to get it at a good angle. Right. This is just a very interesting deck. So I'm going to just kind of shuffle them a little bit, kind of separate them out because I didn't do that yet. And this is published by US, who is also publishing the second edition of the mass market edition of Stardust Wanderer Tarot, which we have right here. And so the indie version is literally getting down, not many left. So I do have them for sale on Amazon. So if you want one of those, that's the place to go. Also, Amityville Apothecary in Long Island is selling them as well. And there were a couple other stores. I don't know if they have any copies left, but it's always good to check your local store first. But I do have them selling on there, and that's just for me for shipping reasons. It's just easier because I was really getting killed with shipping. And it was like, it's just crazy because like 1 week it'd be this much, and then next week it'd be 3 times more, or it's just crazy. It's just the shipping, no joke. So like I said, those are getting down to the wire because once the mass market edition comes out, which I'm hoping to hear soon about kind of more the timeline on that. Once that comes out, then the first editions will not be sold anymore. So literally, I only have maybe left-ish. So now would be a really good time to grab one of those. And like I said, you can check your local store if they don't have it, your local bookstore. If they don't, you can always get it from Amazon. And those are sold by me on Amazon. Like I send them there to the distribution center, which I actually have 3 more boxes. Like I had like this whole space, like it was a whole wall full of boxes because I had 1,000 decks, whole wall. And now it's just down to this little corner like this. And I'm like, it's just so crazy that they're out there. So there's that. And then also we have Enchanted Forest Felines, which this one is out. This is at all the places. You can get it wherever you want. And if you do have this, I would really love for you to go ahead and give a review if you love it. That's really helpful for the publishers. It's helpful for me. So if you could do that, even on Stardust, if you have Stardust. And then as you can see here on the screen, Manifesting by the Moon, A Guide to Lunar Magic is my book coming out in February. And marketing for that is going to start amping up already. I have been posting some of the endorsements. I've just been so lucky. I had such a nice response for people to endorse my book. And I really do appreciate everyone taking the time out to do that as well. And Lorraine Anderson wrote the foreword, the spirit element on the socials. You know her for all of her Sabbath decks that she does. And she wrote a moon book and calendars, and she has all sorts of stuff. But Season of the Witch series, that's all her. And she was very, very kind to take time out of her super busy life to write the foreword for my book. So I'm so honored about that. But let's get started. Let's do it. Let's start at Aries. I wish the sun would come out. I guess it's going to rain. Like, it got so dark in here. So our first card we have is the Eight of Wands for Aries. So Aries, which, I mean, this works, right? Time to get moving. It's time to do it. If you were considering a project or a move or a talk or any of those things, this is your card to like go, because the energy is moving. So you might as well get in front of it so you can direct where it goes. So Aries, let's go. And like I said, I'm Aries moon. I'm here for it. So for Taurus, we have the Star. What a cool star card that is. So Taurus, you know what? This is just your time to really let go of things and focus on what you want. This is that wish card, right? So what is it that you wish? What is it that you want? What can you move out of the way to make that path to the wishes and the hopes and all of those things that you want happen? Again, it's like it's there waiting for you. So now it's time for you to start taking those action steps towards it. And then we have Gemini. Ooh, this is a really interesting Tower card. So we got the Tower for Gemini. Look at that card. Woo, very interesting. So Gemini, things have to fall down in order for them to build, but in a different way. So it's kind of like it's time to change the people, places, and things that are going on around you. And it's going to do it in a dramatic way because you know what, Geminis, you do have a little flair for the dramatic. I have so many Geminis in my life. And if you watched any of my lives before, I say it pretty much every time. And it's just so funny because even my son has a new girlfriend, my second son, and she's a Gemini too. I'm like, of course, there's so many. So there you go. And now it brings us to Cancers. So for Cancers, we have the Princess of Cups. Love that card too. I love the colors of these cards. So for the Princess of Cups, it's really about you just noticing the beauty within you. And that phrase just popped in my head right this second. So I felt like that was really important. Part of it, it wasn't just about taking action or doing the things. It's kind of taking that moment of pause and really giving yourself the credit where credit's due. Like you've done great things. And now it's, it's that creation. You're kind of at that beginning creation stage, but it all has to start and stem from gratitude. All right. So Leo, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So for you, Leos, really, if you are clearing that energy and moving stuff out of the way, it's time for you to start something new regarding work, home, family, and that could be your physical home. That can just be even outside, but whatever it is, it's there waiting for you to get started. And if I'm saying this and you have something that pops in your head, that's what you need to go with. But it's all about that potential is there, but it's up to you to grab it and to take it and to run with it. So then that brings us to Virgo. Right, Virgo friends. We have the Seven of Swords. Oh, that's a cool card too. So Virgos, it's really about choosing your battles wisely, really letting go of those toxic things and those toxic people in your life. Now it's time to cut them off, to just be done with that situation. And you know what? Sometimes we are the toxic person, right? Sometimes we're not living our best life. And that is something that we need to pay attention to and maybe, just kind of do a little self check also, if that feels like maybe it's geared towards you and not somebody else. You'll know. And the great thing is you don't even have to talk about it with anybody. If you want to, you can. If not, it's like a self-work, shadow work thing. So don't be afraid to approach it. And right now, this releasing energy, it's such a good time to kind of tap into it, even if it's just a little baby tap. All right, Libras. So for our Libras, we have the Queen of Swords. Libras, it's now time for you to kind of take charge of your words. This may be, I feel like really for you, it's about mending, and that may be relationships, that may be, just having that frank talk with somebody that really needs to happen and maybe has been put off. And, in Libras, you're going to do it in the fairest way you feel possible, but make sure you keep an open mind and you're open to different perspectives when any of these discussions are had. All right, Scorpio. Scorpios, we have the Seven of Cups. So I feel like for you, it's really important for you to do some releasing right now, because you do have all these opportunities and all of these options available to you, but they are getting blocked by you being stuck in energy. So it's a really great time for you to clear energy in order to access all of the possibilities and all of the options that you have. All right, Sagittarius, Queen of Cups. And some nice saucy cards today. So for you, Sagittarius, the Queen of Cups is, I feel like it's just, for you, it's about releasing emotions that you've been holding on to for so long. And like, even with this cup, like you see these light, like kind of, besides the glare, just like these rays, like that kind of really stood out for me, that it's really for you need to be opening up emotionally and just kind of letting go of some stuff that's been weighing you down, and maybe talking to somebody, or this could really be leaning towards somebody really needing your guidance as well. So see how that feels and see which one really resonates more for you, Sagittarius, and see, what you need to do. Regardless, there's some like emotional clearing that needs to happen. And sometimes by you guiding somebody else sparks that in you, like, okay, so I just spoke with so-and-so, they had this situation, and now I feel like, you know what, maybe I need to do something as well. It's kind of a little domino effect going on. You never know, right? Capricorn. Ooh, this one's pretty. Knight of Cups. So Capricorn, for you, it's really about making the things around you beautiful, but beautiful for you. They may not seem beautiful to other people, and that's okay. And I feel like it's kind of, it's like in my head, I want to say standing alone, but it's not really standing alone, but standing uniquely, being uniquely you, and really harnessing that energy and making your insides match your outsides, and really bring out your weird, bring out all those great things about you that you feel are weird, but really, I bet more people than you would even know relate to it. And that might be why you need to do it, because maybe there's somebody out there that's struggling and they see you being uniquely you, and that gives them the courage to do it as well, which is awesome. That's awesome. All right. So Aquarius, we have the Death card. So Aquarius, it's time for some change. It's a time for change. And it's more of a subtle change. And I feel, though, Aquarius, that you know what it is and that you know where you need to focus that change energy. And again, it's letting go of judgment of yourself to be able to make that change. So once you can kind of let those things go, that change will be really nice and smooth for you. And last but not least, we have our Pisces friends. So for Pisces, it's the Ten of Swords. So Pisces, you're very feeling, and you might have been taking on the energy of everything going on around us, and it's heavy and it's a lot. And really for you, it's stepping away. Socials is really important for you right now and releasing that energy. So I feel like self-care, super important right now. Self-preservation, super important. Finding ways that will help you to cope with the very intense energy going on. And I think that needs to be your focus right now. And not trying to fix everything and everybody and all of that. Forget all that. Worry about yourself right now, and making sure that you feel good and safe and emotionally safe, that is, and just that you are being able to take that break from things when you need to. And that might be even advocating for yourself and saying no to other stuff so that you can say yes to you. So that's really important. And I think that's something to think about. And really, I think we can kind of thread that through everybody too, right? So yeah, we went through all of the zodiac. Like I said, I have the Stellar Vault Tarot here, published by US Games from Amory. And it's a really fun deck. It's a really pretty deck. I really like it. It's very unique. It's got some gold or silver edging. It's like, yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, and I think that's really about it. So keep an eye out. If you haven't pre-ordered Manifesting by the Moon, get on that today. And then if you send me the receipt, I can send you an ebook I had made. And it's basically like stuff that was cut out of the book. So I really wanted to I have moon teas in the book, but I had some other recipes that I did for each of the moon phases. So it has that in it, and it has some spells that didn't make it in. So it's just like a fun little extra ebook to have. And I'm giving it away for anybody who pre-ordered the book. So I hope you guys have a fantastic, next couple of weeks. We're into spooky season. It's so exciting. I'm hoping to hopefully pop into Salem. We'll see how it goes. It's so busy there right now. And yeah, we'll talk soon. All right, but I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.